Hey guys, so good to see you all again. I haven't made a video for a couple days because I've really sort of been in my own stuff, and I realized that I made a couple, I just didn't post them or bother to video edit them or anything because I realized they weren't very authentic. It was like I was in my own stuff and wasn't really having a lot of movement yet, and just was sort of in the track of my mind of just wanting to create material. And each time I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, it's just not like it's not really me, and so I never posted it. And I'm starting to first I became aware that I was trying to do something, and then stuff actually started to shift and it's coming up. So now here I'm just going to share what's happening. So I've been still doing the 1 hour or more of meditation a day now. I'm actually veering closer towards doing 1.5 and 2 hours, and I typically do like an hour in the morning, and then I'm wanting more later, so I'm doing that. And what I realized is over the last couple days, there's been a lot of pain coming up. Pain physically, pain emotionally, pain in a lot of different ways, and not just for me, but for friends and for people I really love and people that have reached out to me. And thank you for those of you who trust me enough to really feel vulnerable, feel safe enough to be vulnerable with me and move through those things. It's it's beautiful, and it makes this really rich. But so I've noticed this, and I was talking to those friends and these people about being able to just be with the pain and just feel it. And then I realized that's what I was really needing. And we're all talking to ourselves anyways all the time, right? But so I found, well, first of all, I've been really triggered for a couple days about a few different things. That though the story of that isn't really important, just the fact that I noticed I got triggered and I was in deep pain about a few different things. And then what I noticed is to subconsciously, this was not on an intellectual level, but I noticed now in the awareness, I was subconsciously using food to sort of numb that pain. And those of you who know me will laugh. You know that I always go for the sweets and like the cakey, bready things, of course. They're the comfort foods. And what I was realizing in the meditation is this piece, I got this vision of this, I was very uncomfortable, and then this vision came up of a child just throwing a tantrum, and the child was screaming, "I want candy." And it's laughable now, and at first in the meditation I was like, whoa, I almost just sort of dismissed the thought and was like, that's weird, moving on, but I decided to just stay with it and see what happened. And then it sort of transitioned, and I just embraced that inner child feeling coming up and just held her until that went away. And what it revealed is a deeper piece of how in my childhood, one of the ways I really, really bonded with my dad was around food. He would always give me candies from his lunchbox going to work. We would cook together, we would snack together, and it was just a lot of our time together was focused around food. And so I noticed that in my adult life, that is translating to safety, to comfort, to love, to the sweetness of life. And I found that what I've been doing is treating that really addictively, and that when I'm in pain, when I'm in discomfort, I'm always going for those foods. And I just realized that it is totally disconnecting me from a deeper piece that's trying to come through. Because when there's pain, if you just be with it, there's something underneath that that's trying to come up, trying to come out of you, trying to show itself, reveal itself to you. And I got really excited, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to stop that with food. I don't want to just check out, or with anything. Food is just the example that's working for me. But I mean, we do it with Facebook. We do it with relationships. We do it with substances. We do it with watching TV. We do it in so many ways. We use the external to distract from the internal. And so I realized that in the morning meditation today that I don't want to do that. And I made a commitment to myself to, if that pain comes up today, to really just be with it and not use those foods to check out. And what I'm finding is that there's a lot of awareness coming and a lot of movement coming, and things that I felt like I just, no answers and there was nothing coming up, are suddenly just dropping in out of just like thin air. And at first I noticed like so much resistance to wanting to do that. And throughout the day, just such a strong urge to, just this one piece of cake or just this one thing, and all these voices like, oh, if we don't eat this, we're not going to be satisfied. And like almost just this panic coming up. And I stayed aware through that, and I'm like, okay, it's all right. Like I'm willing to be with you. It's okay. I'm willing to be with these voices. And they have settled now, and on the other side of that, movement is coming through for these deeper pieces, and other things are showing themselves to me. So I just wanted to share that experience with you guys and just really give you some encouragement to sit with the pain, sit with what's coming up, and invite you to challenge yourself a little bit, to not use those addictive checkouts to escape yourself, really. So yeah, let me know what experiences you guys are having. Drop it in the comments, send me a message, shoot me an email, anything like that. I would love to hear from any of you, and see you next time. What's up, guys? I'm back. So it's weird. I've been making videos and some of them aren't working, so that just happened. This is kind of interesting. I don't know how this will come out because I was so in the moment of this insight when I made it, and then it stopped, and now I'm making it again. So we'll see what comes up in that. But I sat down for the end of the day, just finished everything that I wanted to do, took a shower, and went into just 10 minutes of meditation to sort of recenter before I move in to the evening and some creative things I want to do. And some insights started dropping in, and first of all, it is like crazy awesome how much starts to come through when you start taking the time to connect with yourself and honor that space and release all of these external distractions and tendencies that we have. And what I found is that I spent all day being really aware with the food choices and whatnot. And as I released that addictive dynamic I've had with food, I realized that other hurts and things sort of attached to that are also releasing. And my body itself, actually, even in just this one day, is shedding excess weight that's been on it, that is just felt like the energetic weight of that belief, if that makes sense. And I've fluctuated weights a lot, especially with my health concerns and stuff like that. I've gone from really, really skinny to chubby to skinny to chubby again, and like back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And my mind has come up with all kinds of judgments for both sides of that, and where it thinks that I should be and what I can do to get there and all this crazy stuff. And it doesn't work, especially those of you who have ever been in that, either for weight loss or weight gain. When we're coming from the space of trying to just brutally make our body do something, it typically will actually resist and either hold on to or drop even more of what we don't want. But the 10 minutes of meditation, what it showed me as I released that addictive dynamic with food that I've had, is just really an appreciation for every size and every part of my body and what's come up through that. And the insight that dropped in, what I realized is that all that anything external is ever doing is teaching us how to love and connect with ourselves even more deeply than we previously ever have. And anytime we're being triggered by something outside of ourselves, that is the opportunity. It's like your golden ticket to learn something new about yourself, of something coming up, being ready to show itself to you that either we can sit with, move through, or there's there's transformation waiting to happen and be seen by you if you just hold the space for yourself and be with that. And that might sound a little vague, but it's like, what I mean, like with me, the addictive tendency to eat food out of wanting comfort and stuff like that is just trying to teach me how to connect with myself and be my own source of that safety, my own source of comfort without needing something to fill that void. Or another example is, like, if your mother always talks over you and that really, really bothers you, that's an opportunity for you to connect more deeply with your truth and honor your boundaries. And there's all kinds of different examples that we could use here, but just the point of every external situation offers an invitation, especially if it triggers you, to connect more deeply and love yourself, and that is where the juice is at. So I'm super excited about continuing this 1+ hours a day of meditation. It's like crazy stuff coming out of it for me, and also with the food choices, so sticking with it, and see you guys next time.